What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video for Cataclysm Classic. Now in this one I want to go through the preparations I've done so far in Wrath of the Lich King to prep myself for Cataclysm Classic. I will first do a overview of all of my characters, and then I'll talk about what I've been doing on every single one, and then I'll show you as well examples of what I've been doing, logging into the characters, and then showing you why I'm doing this prep. So first of all, let's just go through the characters, what I have, and what I'm going to main, what I'm playing in Cataclysm, and the prep that I've been doing. So first of all, we have my Boomkin. This will be one of my mains. Yes, I say one of my mains. I'll be going for both the Boomkin and the Warlock, and I intend to treat them both as my mains, and I intend to treat them both equally, level them, and gear them up. The reason why I say that I want to have both here is that I really enjoy both, and I'm going to be able to actively prep and actively level and actively raid on both at the same time, and it won't really dampen my progress on the other character at all. For me, doing two characters is more than feasible. Anything more than two and I start to struggle. That being said, I want to level the Boomkin first, mainly for gold farming reasons. I am not going to be in a progress guild or a speedrunning guild early in Cataclysm. I will be doing Blackwing Descent and Bastion of Twilight, but I have there's no reason for me to rush that content. So I'm just going to be focusing on gold farming, gold making, leveling my characters, having fun to begin with, and then stepping foot into the raids probably about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks in, and then start doing raiding as well. I will be stepping foot into heroic dungeons quite early, hopefully on day 1, and that is why I've been doing this prep. So this guy is a Boomkin. First of all, I have herbalism and mining on this guy, so that's my gold farmer. Then we have my Warlock. This will be like my ultimate raiding character. I have engineering and tailoring on this character, so I'm really good. Actually, I think I've swapped out engineering for alchemy for trinkets in Cataclysm. I will log in and double check. If I haven't, I probably will. Engineering is also going to be really good, but alchemy for the trinket is really good really early. And then we have my DK. This one is a tank slash DPS hybrid build. I can do both. For dungeons, I can definitely tank. For raids, I would not trust myself to tank. I am a DPS in raids, but I can tank dungeons. And for Cataclysm, I know all the dungeons out and in anyway. Then we have my Paladin. This is my healing character, my Holy Paladin. So these are the 4 characters that I'm ultimately playing, and the ones that I'm playing the most. And then for all the other characters you can see here, the Shaman, the Priest, the Rogue, the Mage, the Hunter, and all of the level 70 plus characters, they are all alchemy transmutes. So I am transmuting on these guys daily. I'll be doing that in Cataclysm as well. I will skill them up as soon as I can to get those transmutes rolling, to get some cooldowns rolling in as well. During the pre-patch, I am planning on leveling this guy to level 80 and this guy to level 80, just to make sure that I meet the level requirements for Cataclysm professions as well. So I'm going to level them to level 80, camp them in Dalaran, and skill up alchemy to start doing transmute. I already have them maxed out for Wrath skill, so we're good to go on that part. And I'm also skilling up tailoring, because in Cataclysm we can start doing a Dreamweave, which means that you can turn in Ember Silk, and you can also combine it with an element to make a Dreamweave. Now in Cataclysm this is a little bit different, where we can use all different reagents and like primals kind of, or volatiles in Cataclysm, to make Dreamweave. So if the more tailors you have, the more Dreamweave you can make for the cheapest volatile. For example, volatile air will probably be very expensive, while volatile fire could be cheap. For example, in that case you can combine Ember Silk with volatile fire, cheaper to make Dreamweave. So the more tailors you have, the more cheap Dreamweave you get. And when it comes to tailoring, you want to have Dreamweave to craft your epics anyway, so you really want to have Dreamweave. So alchemy plus tailoring, absolutely huge for gold making. That being said, going back to my characters, I have capped emblems of Triumph and emblems of Frost to 346 on all 3 of these characters. I am still working on the Paladin. That's kind of a last minute kind of prep on the Paladin, because this is my 4th character. I'm mainly focusing on these 3. So I've capped emblems, and I'll log in to show you guys that I've capped the emblems as well, and then I'll talk about why I'm capping these emblems. So on my Boomkin, for example, I have I don't know, like this would be 387 emblems. You really only need to have 346, so I've been farming just a little bit over the cap just to be sure, and I've also done this to get my honor points and my Stonekeeper shards. So I've capped my honor points, which will be converted to a lesser amount of honor points in the pre-patch, and the emblems will be converted to justice points. 346 emblems will mean that you have the cap of 4,000 justice points. In addition to that, the reason why I've been farming these before the pre-patch is that I can combine that with farming the Stonekeeper shard. This is just for min-maxing reasons, just to be able to buy some Wintergrasp commendations, which right now gives you 2,000 honor points. I think in the pre-patch it will give you 10 or 20. The exact amounts depends on Blizzard. I think it will be 10, but it could be 20, but I think it's going to be 10. In which case, one of these could give me 10 honor points, which means right now I have 220 additional honor points. Not a lot, but I've also not been actively farming for them. I've just been getting these while getting my emblems capped. So that means I'm going to enter Cataclysm with 4,000 justice points, and I'm also going to, like, I have both Wintergrasp Marks of Honor, and we have capped honor points. In the pre-patch, this means I will not have capped because of the conversion rate, so I'm going to be about 2k honor points, so I'm going to do some battlegrounds in the pre-patch as well. That being said, I'm planning to go into Cataclysm with a capped justice points and capped honor points as well, and we have done this on both the Boomkin, Warlock, and the Death Knight. So we have 3 characters going into Cataclysm with capped justice points and capped honor points as well. And the reasoning for that is that when Cataclysm comes out, we can instantly buy level 85 gear the second we get to level 85. So the thing is, in Cataclysm, you want to have capped justice points because queuing up for heroics is actually difficult. When it comes to heroics, you can step into them manually by forming a group, but you need to have X amount of item levels to queue up. I think it's either 329 or 333, which means that that's a lot of item level that you need to have. For example, the heroics give 346 item level gear, and when you go to the justice points vendor, you can buy items with 346 item level with justice points, which means that if you have capped justice points, aka 4,000, if you cap this before Cataclysm comes out, you can instantly buy between 2 and 3 pieces of loot. So for example, the Mask of New Snow is absolutely insane. We have the Mask of Vines for head with agility as well, and as you can see, the gloves are 1.65 justice points, so 1,650, while the masks are 2.2. If you want to really optimize this, you do want to buy the cheapest ones, just to pump your item level up as much as you can. Now, as you can see, the necklaces are 1,250, legs are 2,200, shoulders 1,650, and offhands are 950. So if you're a class using offhands, you can get an offhand really cheap from the Justice Point vendor. And as you can see, you can buy a bunch of items from the Justice Point vendors, which are really good to have. Now, as I just said, you can queue up for heroics, or you can go into them manually without reaching the item level threshold, but you will not get valor points. So in order to queue up and get your daily, like you can get this reward 6 more times per week. I've done it once, so it's basically a daily or 7 times per week until you reach the cap. You want to reach this cap starting week 1. So the earlier you get the item level to queue up, the earlier you can start getting your valor points cap without needing to step foot into the raids. And you want to cap the valor points because valor points can give you even better loot. As you can see here, 1,250, you can start buying 359 item level loot. As you can see, the cloaks are 1,250, you have some boots as well, 1,650. Here's the thing. These are BOE, so even on alts, you really want to cap your valor points to sell these BOEs. They're going to be really juicy and really good to sell the first couple of weeks, and you can make a bunch of gold by selling those BOEs. That way, other people can use their valor points on bound on pickup items while buying your BOEs. So definitely, if you want to make gold, one of the best ways to do it, to actually make gold, is probably to have the valor point or the item level requirement and queue up for 1 heroic per day day to get these valor points. That being said, you can get like, this will take you 11 days. So 11 days you will have 1 BOE to sell, and let's just say they go for 22,000. That is 2,000 gold per day. I think that's a reasonable price for them to go for, so 22,000, 2,000 gold per day for doing one singular heroic, which will take you about 20 minutes. It depends on which dungeon you get. Some are fast, some are slow, and it depends on the group you get as well, right? For the most part, heroics in Cataclysm are a lot more difficult than heroics were in Wrath, so keep that in mind. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but it should be fairly easy. As long as you queue up and everyone has the desired item level they want to have, you should be able to do it in about half an hour at least. In that case, you're making 2,000 gold per day for half an hour of work, as long as you meet the item level requirement. So capping your justice points right now really helps you on that regard. Now here's the thing, you can also buy relics for 700, you can get really good trinkets, like this one, 1,650, for the Core of Ripeness. That is the healer one. You have the Soul Casket, increasing your spell power by a metric F-load of amounts. Then you have this one for agility as well, hit rating and agility, Bedrock Talisman, and License to Slay. So a lot of good trinkets as well that people want to get. You can even buy your tier sets here, 2,200 points. You can buy the vestments right here, and you can buy a lot of the tier stuff from literal valor points. So valor points are quite useful in the upcoming expansion, aka Cataclysm, since you can buy everything for valor points and then upgrade them with the tokens you get from the raids. Now, the good thing here is that if you haven't done the emblem farm, and if you haven't capped your emblems to 346, you can still farm justice points in the pre-patch as well. I will have a video coming up tomorrow about that, about things you can do in the pre-patch, which covers both emblem farming, or I guess justice points farming, honor point farming, how much you get, where you get them from, the activities you can do as well, and how you can prep during the pre-patch. So far, I just wanted to cover how I've been prepping for Cataclysm, and I've been doing a bunch of prep. I will also cover all of my investments in a future video, but for this one I really wanted to focus on the characters I have, what I'm doing on them, my main, which is going to be the Boomkin and the Warlock at the same time, and my early plans for Cataclysm as they are right now. So once again, I've been capping my emblems. We have about 4,000 justice points on 3 characters. We're gonna have it on 4, and that way I can do the daily quest or the daily queue on 4 characters every single day, and after 11 days I can buy this BOE from the vendor and sell that BOE for hopefully 22,000 gold, in which case that's 2,000 gold every single day for very little work. And here's the thing, that's only after the first 11 days. You can do this after another 11 days, so 22 days in you can sell another pair, and 33 days in you can sell another pair as well. The only thing is the prices will go down every single week, but the first time you get them, after the first 11 days, they should be selling for quite a bit of gold. So there we go, just an early tip when it comes to how to gear yourself right now, and how to prep for gearing in Cataclysm, and how to use that to actually make a gold. In case you don't care about gearing up yourself, you can still use it for gold making purposes as well. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below. Once again, I have another video coming out tomorrow on things to do during the pre-patch and how you can prepare during the pre-patch, just in case you haven't prepped just yet, or you're missing a little bit of prep as well. That's going to be a full list of activities that you can do during the pre-patch, which is lasting for, well, until May 20th. So we have about 3 weeks of the pre-patch until the expansion comes out. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, once again, leave a like down below. Let me know how you are prepping in the comments as well. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video very soon.